We'll give people a second to join too, but we'll post this on the YouTube later as well. So we got the paparazzi on paparazzi here too.
Oh, cute.
Guys, we're here at the Honey Cup in Manchester. I'm here with Tia, who runs the Manchester Diaper Pantry. I'm so excited to see you today.
Really
this is
excited,
awesome. This is crazy. It's been like, it came in and I wasn't sure what to expect, but it's packed.
Yeah. They said to me when we walked in the door that it's been busy all day, which is odd for a Friday afternoon. But
Yes,
yeah.
it's also school vacation week. There's like kids everywhere. It's lovely and it's so cute. I can't wait to come back here again. I love it.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the Diaper Pantry. How long have you been doing this? What sort of got you involved? Pantry. How long have you been doing this? What sort of got you involved in doing this?
Yeah, so the Diaper Pantry's kind of been around since 2019. It operated kind of out of a like church type warehouse before. But in 2024, they posted on their Facebook, "Hey guys, this is going to be the last one. I'm moving to Colorado." And I just kind of DM'd the lady and I was like, "You don't know me, but can I have it? Like, can I take this?"
That's amazing. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning when I texted her. So very strange.
That's like a risky text too. You're probably at 2 a.m. like, should I really be doing this? But then now suddenly you're running a nonprofit.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
send the risky text.
Yes, send it. So I took it over in 2024, made it its own business, and then got our 501(c), and now we serve over 100 families a month.
That is so amazing. What was it like? Like, was it a smooth transition? You kind of just like picking back up and running? Are you doing anything different than how it was done before? Like, tell me a little bit about operationally what it looks like.
Yeah, so previously it kind of operated sort of like as a drive-through. So the cars would come up to the warehouse and they would just tell us what they needed. We would just hand it right to them in their cars. They never had to leave their cars, which was nice. And it was all like donation-based. We really didn't. She had this saying, the lady who ran it before, Gabby, she was so kind. She had this sort of saying where she would be like, don't buy diapers until the very last minute because things have just a way of showing up when you need them. So if you buy them and then they show up at your house, you don't need them. And she's right. I mean, I walked out my back door yesterday and boxes of diapers outside my house. So
it's amazing.
Yeah, so it really does have a way of showing up when you need it. And then now we sort of operated a little bit differently just because we had to leave the space we were in. During the summer months when it's warm, we operate out of a trailer. And right now when it's like yucky out, we operate out of the YWCA.
That's awesome. Talk a little bit about the need, with obviously respect to the people that you're working with and privacy and things like that. But like the need is huge, I imagine, right? Can you talk about what that looks like what are you seeing from your seat as it relates to this like very intense unmet need we have in New Hampshire and like this care for families that is not there?
Yes, absolutely. So there really aren't that many organizations that do what we do. Right now, there's one up north, the New Hampshire Children's Trust. They usually just distribute the diapers, though. They don't necessarily, they distribute them to like smaller projects. They don't necessarily like do a public distribution. Okay. So the diaper need is really heavy. I mean, we ran this past Saturday, we were open. In the first 40 minutes, we had 80 people show up and we had to close because we had no more diapers left to give. And we had a 16-foot trailer full to the brim of diapers gone.
It's like we see all these data points right now about how difficult things are getting for families. And it's interesting. Could you talk a little bit about your experience with there was some legislation recently around diapers, correct? Were you involved in that? Can you talk a little bit about what happened there?
Yeah, so I was approached the day before it was heard, the bill, when it was introduced, and I believe it was New Hampshire Women's Foundation reached out to me and they're like, hey, there's this bill. Representative Sorensen, I believe it was, wrote this bill for diapers, for Medicaid to cover diapers up to the first year of life. We would like for you to come and testify and just, talk about what you do and how many people you see. And
so this was, just for clarity for people watching, this bill was to have diaper coverage for diapers included in Medicaid in New Hampshire. So if you're on Medicaid, you can get some coverage for the very high expense that diapers cause in your household, correct?
Correct, yeah. And they didn't exactly have like a pipeline for it, but they just knew that Medicaid would be able to cover it. I mean, they even had someone from the Medicaid department, the finance people, come out and say like, hey, this is doable. We can do this. Like they had quite a bit of people testify for it. So, yeah.
And it didn't pass, right? Or
No.
because
It got tabled.
yeah, it got tabled. So another reminder why paying attention to local politics, getting engaged in local politics is incredibly important, because even though we have all these people coming out, the representatives that we have sitting in those seats aren't necessarily voting in our best interests, and we need to stay on their backs. What else have you learned from doing this process? Anything that's like surprised you, or just talk a little bit about how it's been now. You've been running it for like 6 months now.
I've been running it since 2024.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Right. It's 26 right now. Oh my gosh. I like forgot what year it was. So yeah, talk a bit about how it's kind of grown. I know growth isn't necessarily a good thing when you talk about this kind of thing, but tell me a little bit about your experience.
Yeah, no, I mean, growth is a good thing, right? Because we know that we are helping these people. You know, there's the moms who come to us needing diapers. It's not because they don't want to work. It's not because they're lazy. It's not because they don't have a job. They just are struggling. They maybe have 2 jobs, but can't afford to send their kid to daycare and don't have diapers for daycare. But you know, the growth has been crazy, going from just like me and my husband in a warehouse to now, I mean, I had 10 volunteers show up this past weekend.
That's amazing.
Dedicated volunteer to just watch my kids while we did it. So
but that's the real stuff, right? Like that's when we talk about building a society like that has community care at its center. It's like that kind of stuff of like, you're somebody who's doing this with a very full plate at home. Like you've got a whole big family that you're taking care of as well. And because you're able to lean on a little bit of community support to do some of this work, you're able to help in such a big way. And so it's such an important reminder. And I think any other like misconceptions that you mentioned, like these people are working multiple jobs. These are people that are like doing everything they can to provide for their family. Are there any other like misconceptions that you hear of that you find yourself correcting?
Yeah, a lot of people will be like, oh, like it's just a handout. Really, I've heard other people in nonprofits use this term. It's not a handout, it's a hand up, right? We want you to come and get the diapers because we would rather you spend your money to feed your family than have to, struggle to afford diapers. Because a lot of the folks that come to us say like, oh, like sometimes at the grocery store, it's like diapers or food, and we just go without diapers.
I think that people don't understand. Talk about how many diapers. Talk about like the volume. Like explain for people who like don't have children. I see Aria in the chat. Okay, I always have to explain this stuff to Aria. How many diapers are we using? Like this is so expensive, right? Like I remember buying, like I only had one kid, so it like kind of the memories went in and out really quickly. But like we were buying these $50 big cases of diapers, and we went through them like that, and It goes so fast. So talk a little bit more about like how, for people who don't have children and don't understand what we're talking about, what this looks like in someone's budget.
Yeah, so diapers, like a big box of diapers, roughly, that'll get you through maybe 2 or 3 weeks from like a BJ's or a Sam's Club or something like that, will cost you like $50 for a big box. So that's 2 to 3 weeks right there. Recently, you remember Kenzie had her thermometer at the State House when they were collecting diaper donations. They collected 80 boxes, and that wouldn't even diaper a child for a full year. 80 boxes.
It's so crazy. Like I sincerely think that people who are not in the weeds on this don't understand how much volume we're talking about. You guys help yourself to the cheese if you want some. I got the cheese for the table. Table cheese. So how can people, I'll wrap up and let you go in a second, but tell me like what are the different ways people can support? What do you need physically? What do you need in terms of like monetary support, volunteering? How can people get involved?
Yeah, so I mean, volunteering, we're always needing volunteers. We really only run once a month right now, but we're really looking to expand past that. Something we hear often when we're only open once a month is, I really wanted to come, but I couldn't because I had to work. Like, can you work with me? And unfortunately, because I just don't have the capacity to help them, sometimes I can meet up with them on the off chance that I'm like in their neighborhood or something. But really, we're trying to expand to be more flexible with parents' working times so that maybe mom can come by at 5:30 on a Tuesday at the YWCA and pick up what she needs. So we're trying to expand right now, which would be great. But yeah, volunteers to come out to help us wrap diapers. We take open or unopened diapers. So if the sleeve is ripped open and you hated the brand, we will take it.
That's important.
Yep.
I feel like we all have like half-used sleeves of diapers just sitting in our closet. Yeah.
Yeah, for years, people will just be like, oh, I thought I would eventually use it, right?
Because they outgrow halfway through a box and suddenly it doesn't fit anymore. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll take opened or unopened, and then we also receive donations like via our website. So if you can't do that, volunteer.
Amazing. And can I ask you, I changed my mind. I have one last question. I just want you to talk a little bit, because I think one of the things that's really inspiring about your story is like, this isn't, you aren't, correct me if I'm wrong, this isn't like professionally anywhere in your background.
No.
You are just you saw a need and you said, I think I can do that, and you did it.
Yep.
And that is so incredible.
Yeah.
And I think it's important for people to hear from other people like that like we are in a moment where there's so many needs that need to be met in our community, and a lot of us are just waiting for somebody to come in and fix it. But you didn't do that. You just said, I can fix this. I can at least fix it a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think that's amazing. Can you talk a little bit about, was there some imposter syndrome with that? I imagine that there's been a lot of moments of like probably inner difficulty with this.
Yeah.
How has that process been kind of like as a person and your own like feelings about stepping into this role?
Yeah, I mean, it's overwhelming. And I tell people all the time, it's like, you think of someone who maybe is running a nonprofit, and you think that maybe they just like have tons of money and tons of time, and they just need something to fill their time, need something to spend their money on. But I work paycheck to paycheck. I work 3 jobs, including this one. I wait tables. I'm a birth doula. Like, this is nowhere in my background. Google was my best friend when I applied for our 501. So, literally just doing everything from scratch. And you see a big resource like this crying out for help, right? And you're just like, well, someone's got to do it. Like, It doesn't matter who does it. Someone has to. So
that's such a good way to put it. I think so often we'll be like, I don't know, I'll talk to people and it'll be like, well, I'm not the right person to do this, or I don't have the right skills, but it's like somebody has to do it. And so it's like, why not me?
Yeah,
why not
exactly.
me? And you've done an amazing job. And so like, thank you to everything you've done in your community. Do a last plug for like where people can find you on the internet or support you.
Yeah, so on TikTok, it's under my doula handle. It's From the Heart Doula. And then our website is www.themanchesterdiaperpantry.org.
Amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for talking to me, and thank you for having this event and for everything that you do for the community.
Yeah, thank you.
I think we got Sarah up next. She managed to hand off a baby for a few minutes, so I didn't think it would be. Yes, exactly. You want to go grab her? Yeah. And I'm gonna have a sip of my lovely tea that got. Oh, thank you. Put this down. I love this place. I'm gonna move in. I'm here with, I'm not going to turn the camera around because we have a child with us, but I've got Rat right behind the camera, noshing on a sandwich. We got some other friends here. It's a party. We've got a great little crew from NH Talk. Thank you to everybody who showed up here today. If you haven't been here yet, it's so cool. Hey, Sarah. I'm going to go steal her. Can I steal you? Got a kid party. Like there's like all the babies are here. We got all the kiddos on school vacation. I was gonna say, yeah, you're right. You wouldn't have an issue passing off like a cute, smushy, sweet little. Oh, so cute. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Do you want to give a little intro for those who might recognize your face from NH Talk?
Yeah. Hello, I'm Sarah. I'm Yuletide Gay on TikTok. I'm only on TikTok right now. I might someday be brave enough to venture into
I'm pressuring
Metaland,
everyone.
Yeah, so a lot of what my content is just posting about bills that are coming up and things that matter to me, things that matter to other people in our community that just don't know that they can take action on. So that's really my focus.
I want to talk about the bills. I want to talk about your TikTok. You were actually one of the first people that I found on social media. I think I probably told you this, but like you were the only one, I think, last year. You and Ken's were the only ones who were on TikTok posting about what was happening, about what bills were coming. Yeah. And so you've been doing this for a while, and I appreciate your work so much. I want to talk about, we're here today in Manchester. You've been doing a little bit of work with the Diaper Pantry. So people are coming in and out. For folks who are just joining, can you give a little plug for the Manchester Diaper Pantry and what they do and how you're involved too?
Yeah, the Manchester Diaper Pantry is a nonprofit organization that's been around for a little while, but just recently got nonprofit status with TIA, and what they do is they distribute diapers currently monthly through the YWCA in Manchester. Currently serving a little over 100 families. We try to supply like several bundles of diapers per family at a time. My role with them right now is being a member of their fundraising committee as a volunteer. So I help to set up this event that we're having right now, which is super fun. And we've got tons of other like dine to donate type events coming up in the near future. So easy to just go out and have a meal and have that be the way that you support us.
When you say that you've become you're now somebody who's doing fundraising support for this organization, tell me more about what that looks like. This is, I think, an example of a way people can get involved. Like, you're a new mom, you're like in the trenches, but like this is something you've been able to incorporate into your routine. Can you talk a little bit about like logistically, just to get people's brains turning, what does that work look like in terms of you being a volunteer?
Totally. So getting out to in-person events with a new baby, as you know, as a mom, is really hard to do sometimes. So when Tia, I had seen, I think the New Hampshire Mutual Aid Relief Fund had posted about the Manchester Diaper Pantry. Didn't know they were a thing. Saw that they were looking for volunteers, and I was like, okay, like what is the need? And the need was fundraising support. They need monetary support to have a more permanent space to meet the needs of families more regularly. So I was like, okay, what is the need? What do I do? And Tia was like, here's all the people that you can call, start talking to different businesses, and it's literally just in between meetings at work, when I had time at the end of the day, I was just calling around and being like, hey, this is us, this is what we do. So I was able to set up a lot of this stuff just from home, which was really nice. It made it easy for me to be involved while still also juggling being a new mom.
I think that's so cool. I'm so interested right now in all of the interesting ways people are like getting hooked into this kind of work and finding a way to make it work within their structures. Like a lot of us who have maybe work from home jobs or are stay-at-home parents, there is like it's really hard to do other things while you're doing that, don't get me wrong, but like there are still ways that you can kind of do something that fits for your life and isn't gonna like suck the life from you.
Yes.
Especially in a moment of life where I feel like you're still like very early in it and like probably not sleeping and
not a ton. My baby's pretty good to me, but
yeah. So talk a little bit. I want to talk just then a little bit more about your content and the background, your background, in that you're not you don't have a political background. You're somebody who took an interest in this and saw a need and started creating content about what bills were coming out of the New Hampshire State House. How long have you been focusing on that?
I have been following things in the New Hampshire State House probably for a couple of years and didn't really start posting about them until really seeing Kenz's content, and all the work that she's doing with Moms Rising is really what inspired me to get involved with content creation in that way. My background, I'm a healthcare worker, and so I've been following a lot of community organizations, mostly on Instagram for a very long time, like 603 Forward and Reproductive Action Fund and different groups that have been posting about bills for a long time. And I'm like, okay, how do we get this reach a little bit further than it is right now was my focus really.
How has it felt kind of seeing now? In my head, I'm like, there's a whole little crew of people now who's creating content about bills that are coming out. And yeah, tell me more about how it's been like watching that kind of grow over the last, like knowing that you were kind of the first person doing that in the way that you were.
It has been so cool. I think it's interesting to see which bills different people are talking about because we all have our interest in the things that matter to us most. So bills that I'm missing or maybe haven't had time to get to, I'm seeing Bridget has started posting some bills, which is awesome. Everyone is picking things that matter the most to them and getting the word out there about so many different topics instead of just a couple of topics or only a couple of people doing it.
I think there's so much power in that because we are putting pressure on, right? I think people will ask sometimes, like, does this even matter? Like, they don't really care what we think.
It does. I promise.
But yeah, what do you tell people? I know I have my answer I give people, but what do you say when people are like, it doesn't matter anyway? Like, it's a bunch of Republican assholes. They don't care. There's children. I'm whispering my bad words.
Yeah,
what do you tell people?
I think it does matter. I think it matters for a couple of reasons. I actually had a conversation with a friend recently who was like, what am I doing just like reposting videos or adding things to my Instagram story? Like, I'm not out, I'm not in the community. I'm like, okay, but this is a scary time that we're in. There's a lot of people that don't have the best interest at heart. I think even just sending out a bat signal to other people, even if it's not making progress on like a legislative standpoint yet, I think it matters that people around you know that you're someone that can be trusted, that has their interests at heart. So even if we're not seeing change now in this moment. The collective is growing. So even if we're not, I think that's why it matters now, even if we're not seeing the change, because we are in a Republican-ruled state right now. So we are seeing a lot of things that get super strong opposition still getting passed. And that is so disheartening and frustrating. But the community is growing. And I think that piece matters most.
I completely agree. I think that the momentum is starting to shift because that darkness that we're seeing in the State House, which it is, it's like dark. There is some dark stuff that's coming out of there that is coming from a place of evil, I think. And we are starting to shed light on that, which is the first step of turning the tide. I think that darkness only thrives when we're not paying attention.
Yeah, and one of the first videos that I posted that wasn't just an infographic with like information was a conversation I had with one of my representatives that was like, this is hard, this is scary, it's so hard to do this every single day and go there and feel powerless even as a representative. So I think it's important that we support the people that are doing the good work out there, even if it's not having the momentum that it needs legislatively right now. But
because it will, and because talking about how bad it is, I think we're adding the work you're doing, and a lot of other people who are talking about the specific legislation. You are providing clarity to what's actually happening. What I see a lot in conversation about New Hampshire online is people are like, New Hampshire is the Alabama of the North. It's a cesspool. It's whatever. But the reality is, it's a small portion of people who are putting out this crazy stuff. There's much more of us. There's way more of us than there are of them. We just have to start paying attention, and we have to start making sure people are opposing these, making sure people are running against these free staters, making sure people are putting themselves in the position to push back. We are letting them win, and we are not letting them win anymore because we are getting involved. We are getting involved in mass. So anything else you want to say to people in terms of like, I think you're a great example of somebody who like has carved out a lane for herself to do, you're doing so much within the confines of what you're able to do right now. And I think so many people are having this voice in their head of like, I'm not doing enough. But I think that like you are doing so much, and you found a way to do it within your life. Any advice you have for people who are like trying to figure out what their lane is in this moment, their sustainable lane?
Do the thing. Just get started. Sign up for email lists with organizations that are doing work that matters to you, because if you're just looking at the State House website, it's so easy to get overwhelmed. Let the emails trickle in from organizations that matter, that kind of point you in a direction of how you want to support. I think that helps it stay bite-sized and sustainable. I also don't have a political background. I'm like newer at paying attention and being involved. You don't need to be an expert. Just get involved in any way that you can.
I appreciate you so much. I'll let you go back to your adorable child now and reclaim them from the from our one
staff who are loving on her very much.
Yes, it's amazing. This is like, I feel like this is how it is in Europe, you know. They're so nice to children. Here they don't care. Yeah. But this is lovely. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. I'll take that back. Do I have any other next victims who want to come on and chat for a few minutes? Anything you want to plug? Yeah. Hey, Mara. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can persuade her. I'm putting this mic down. Hold on. I constantly have like crusty yogurt, I feel, on me.
Those were the days.
So this is Mara, the owner of Honey Cup here. I'm so excited to talk to you and meet you finally. You've been part of our kind of community. You've been around the community for a long time. Talk a little bit about this spot in your journey to kind of open this and create this community space.
I grew up near this area, like right around the corner. So I love this building. And I was looking for a spot. It came available. I had to have it. And it's been amazing. I love it. I didn't want a place with parking. I wanted to make it a more walkable community.
Oh, I love that.
That was like really, really important to me. So, and I'm trying to make Walk-in Wednesday happen. So if anybody wants to walk here,
I love that.
Wednesdays it's 20% off if you walk.
That is such a cool idea.
Yeah.
And you, I think, have really become like a community hub in a lot of ways. So many members of our, like walking in today, so many members of our community know you and love you.
Today is the best day. I love it. Everybody's come in. This little event has been like my the community here really wants to do things to help, which I love, and I really want to be like a hub to make those things happen. So.
Do you have any advice for other small business owners that maybe are wanting to get more involved in their community and become more of that like community space for people? What would you tell them?
Do it. It's people want that. Like people are looking for ways to help other people. It's so terrible out there in the world right now. So just to have a spot of, people helping each other is just, everyone likes it.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
I think this community is this space is so like beautiful, but also people clearly feel like very welcome here.
Yes, we're very fancy, but it's a casual place. It's just a little over the top. But don't be afraid. You don't have
it's
to.
Whimsy.
It's whimsy.
It's whimsy, baby.
Whimsical.
It's all about whimsy in 2026. We need a little effing whimsy around here.
Yes, absolutely.
So what were you doing before this? What's your background?
I bartended for 27 years, so I did a lot of dancing on tables. But
Me too.
I am much more of a morning person now. It's much more my speed. And I do real estate as well. Do that back and forth a little bit of this, but it's been great.
I think that is so, and you said you grew up in Manchester as well, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I think there's something so powerful about, like, tell me a little bit about, does it feel full circle kind of being able to like be a hub in this community where you grew up and spent so much of your life?
I spent my whole life trying to get out of Manchester because I wanted to live in a city, and I'm in the acceptance stage now where I feel like it's part of my job to make my city better. So that's where I'm at right now.
Yes, so. I think that like a lot of us are in that mindset now of like, how do we improve the space where we are? Like, how do we improve where our feet are? And like, we can only control what we can control. Yes. So do one more, do a shout out before I let you go. Where are we at? Why should people come to Honeycup?
Okay, yeah, so come over to Honeycup. We're at 150 Bridge Street in Manchester, Bridge and Union, and we're fancy, so that's a great reason to come here.
I know, I need to do like a nice video before I leave. I'm not that kind of influencer, but I'm going to try because it's gorgeous in here. So thank you for hosting this event.
First of all, thank you, because you were my little gateway into this New Hampshire talk, and now I feel like a creepy groupie to everyone because I follow everyone because everyone's doing such good things.
Well, now we got to get you doing videos on there too. This is your first foray. Dip a toe in.
We'll see.
Well, thank you. We need like local business owners who are willing to like work with us on stuff like this, and
Absolutely.
so we appreciate you.
Call me.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. I'll steal that mic back from you, but I appreciate your time. I appreciate you being here today. Yes, thank you. All right, friends. Do you have anything to plug? Anything you want to jump on for a few minutes? Want to talk about May Day?
I've eaten enough to not feel over it.
Yeah.
I was starving when we left the house, so I was like, I'm gonna die.
Anything for you coming up, or are you good?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my god.
We'll do a quick one, and then I'm gonna drink my tea and eat my charcuterie.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a millennial joke.
I love charcuterie though.
I made a Stefan joke this morning, and I was like, that's so dated now. I think I need to retire my Stefan
It's okay.
jokes.
We're at the end of being millennials, so we can make bad jokes, and it's okay.
Hello. It's good to see you today.
Oh my God, it's been so long.
I know. Do a quick intro for the people.
Hi. I'm Chairman Rat. I'm the New Hampshire Communist Party USA chairman. You can find me on here as Chairman Rat.
Nice. And you are a Honeycup regular.
I am a Honeycup regular.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we are going to be hosting Coffee with a Communist next week on the 5th at 6 p.m. So if you have ever been interested in getting into community organizing or political organizing, we're going to be here. And you can hang out with us and drink coffee and have little snackies and sandwiches and read some literature maybe if you want, or like sit and chat. Or it's a very open-ended event. We're just basically going to be hanging out.
I love that so much. That is so cool. And you guys do a lot of work in the Manchester community. Anything you've got coming up that you want to let people know about?
Yeah, so the planning for May Day 2026 has begun. As a lot of people know, we have been out here doing May Day for the last like 5 years. Oh my God, it's been for 6, 7? Oh no, 5. We've been doing May Day for a hot minute. But yeah, May Day is going to be on May 2nd this year in Veterans Park in Manchester.
And what is May Day for people who don't know?
So May Day is the alternative name to the International Workers' Day. So we're going to be out celebrating our solidarity as workers and, you know, the working class, talking about class solidarity. You know, it's in the air. We're sniffing it.
It is in the air. I'm sniffing. It smells like solidarity. I don't know.
Smelling like class solidarity.
The birds are chirping. The class consciousness is just, I feel it wafting.
Right now, there's over 30 organizations and political parties and mutual aid orgs on the invite list.
That's awesome.
So you can come see a wide variety of organizations. Folks, New Hampshire Talk may have a booth. Fun fact.
You heard it here first.
I'm planting it. I'm making it happen.
I gotta find a friggin' table and a sign, and we'll see.
You can borrow one.
We'll work on it. It's a team.
I'm gonna make it happen.
We're a big team, guys. We'll make it happen.
But yeah,
Talk a little bit. So for those who are not have not been initiated to your worlds, Rat, talk about the Workers Congress. Talk about these groups, or even just more broad. Like, talk about what is this workers movement? What are we? If somebody's just like, I'm a Democrat, I don't know what these words are you're throwing out. What does that mean?
Absolutely. I'm gonna not make jokes about Democrats on TikTok. So the New Hampshire Workers Congress, or the Congress of Workers Organizations, is a coalition of leftist parties, organizations, unions, and individuals who basically have all agreed to a 12 points of unity to make the world a better place. We're looking to build dual power and provide for our communities in the way that the state won't. So we've been doing a lot of work between housing rights, food aid. We also run the New Hampshire Reproductive Freedom Fund's mobile Plan B distribution. So if you've ever been like, hey, I can't get to a spot where there's Plan B in the bathroom, you've probably emailed us. And we've brought it to your door or to the Walmart parking lot with a water bottle. You've probably also seen myself and my team out doing security at protests. We do a large variety of things because we are a coalition of different left groups, organizations, parties, and we can all pool our labor together to make these projects more efficient. But also, say my party isn't doing something that people are interested in, but SPUSA is. They can go over to SPUSA and be like, "Hey, I want to help with your housing project."
It's amazing. I think I'm learning, being new in this world, how much variety there are in opinions and points of view on things. And I think that's really healthy. And I think that the way you guys work together is really powerful. And I think the way that you lead by example is very powerful. And how much of the work that you do isn't just about theory up here. It's about living it and putting it into practice. And I think that's
absolutely.
really important for all of us.
I mean, like I said to you the first time we ever met was, I read Lenin, and Lenin tells me to go put my boots on the ground, so why wouldn't I? Mm-hmm. I'm not going to sit here and preach to you from an armchair. I'm going to show you how to do it, and then I'm going to tell you to come help me do it.
So true. The first time I talked to Rat was like, can I come on a live and talk about stuff? And I was like, I don't know shit. So you need to get on the phone with me and tell me what we're talking about, because we're all on this pipeline, we're on this pipeline together, but and trying to make sense of the world that we live in. So I appreciate what you do and kind of how you bring these ideas in a way that people can kind of grasp them.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. We're in the fight against Red Scare propaganda. Mm-hmm. So I'm here to be your friendly neighborhood communist and hang out with you and tell you how we can help each other.
And have a nice little cup of tea together.
We can have a little cup of tea, a little cup of coffee, have a snack.
See, you can be a cool tough tattooed person and be in a whimsical, enjoy the whimsy of a place like Honey Cup. It's
I love the whimsy. I look scary and I'm in fatigues half the time, but my room is pink and floral.
We're getting some good stuff now. Now we're really getting into it.
I'm here for the serotonin decorating.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, so I truly a little flower patch rug. That's mine.
Hell yeah. I love it. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. Anything else you want to say to the people before we call it?
I mean,
we cleared there's nobody. Everybody just left. I think they're scared of us.
Come to Coffee with the Communist next week, March 5th at 6 p.m. here at Honey Cup, and bring diapers to donate, because Honey Cup is going to be having their donation basket out front all for the month of March.
Amazing.
Come leave diapers. You can, from what I understand, we can do sealed packages and open packages. You try to brand of diapers and your kid hated it or you hated it. Oh no, they have a place to go now.
Yes, amazing. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, of
Thank you for
course.
chatting
Thank
with us.
you.
I'll steal this back from
Yes.
you for now.
Bye.
Bye. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in for a few minutes. We'll put this, if you joined in late, we're going to put this on the YouTube so you can see the whole thing and we can crop it up and put it in nice little clips so the algorithm will like it. But I appreciate you guys being here today. Come check out Honey Cup, support the Diaper Pantry, and find your lane. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be crazy. It can... these guys are great examples of finding real sustainable ways to make change in a way that works with their life. So I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. And thanks, Bridge. I will talk to you guys soon. Let's hit the button.